For years, Floyd Mayweather kept his silence no matter how wild the rumors. No matter how many headlines tried to tear him down, Money Mayweather stayed unbothered. But not this
gang of pro-Palestinian protesters. Not going to get into the politics side of it, but Mayweather has doubled down on his support for Israel. Didn't end well for him, he had to run.
time when Stephen A. Smith, one of the loudest voices in sports media, went on national TV and claimed Floyd was scammed out of $400 to $1 million. Something inside Floyd snapped, and today he's finally ready to speak his truth.
Really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him, and he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive career is over. That money, that money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's absolutely, he needs money. You think he's going Once broke? Again, come on. Fighters like that always go broke.
Because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no value.
It all started when Stephen A., during a heated segment on ESPN, said he'd heard Floyd lost hundreds of millions to a scam artist. I'm told it's true. Stephen insisted, waving his papers around like a courtroom lawyer.
Gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at...
Instantly, social media exploded. People mocked Floyd. Memes flew across Twitter. And even old rivals started throwing shade. But here's the thing. Not a single source backed up Stephen's claim.
An example of a human dodo bird. It is Floyd Mayweather, who just sent Air Mayweather to Israel to give them food, clothing, and other things like bulletproof vests and water that they don't need, instead of helping the Palestinians who don't have any of those things. But I'm not surprised because he doesn't even help his own people in his own backyard.
Behind the scenes, Floyd's team was furious. They demanded a retraction. They showed receipts. Actual financial documents proving Floyd's empire was still thriving. Real estate, businesses, investments, all still intact, yet the damage had been done in the court of public opinion. Floyd was already the punchline to a joke he didn't even tell.
Go on, lads! Go on, lads!
Money Mayweather just got punched up, bro.
Finally, Floyd decided enough was enough. In an exclusive interview with Fight Hype, he unloaded. I've worked too hard for too long to let somebody disrespect me like that, he said. His voice wasn't...
People was rooting for me, wanted the best for me. And the more and more as I accomplished more and kept accomplishing things, then you start seeing like different things, and you start saying, he's a wife beater, or he's not that smart, or you hear so many different things. And I just feel like, okay, you're entitled to...
Angry? It was hurt. Floyd went on to explain that he's made hundreds of millions through smart investments, not just boxing. And when it comes to money, he doesn't lose.
What's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him, and he's doing it as an exhibition. It doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future.
The numbers back Floyd up. As of 2025, Floyd's reported net worth is over $1.2 billion. That's billionaire status. Folks, his investments in skyscrapers, strip malls, and even tech startups have multiplied his fortune far beyond the boxing. Ring, Floyd isn't just surviving, he's thriving in ways most athletes could only dream about.
It's kind of like the beast of fighting. Beast is like, how do I get the algorithm and the numbers?
100%.
Floyd doesn't care who watches, who likes. It doesn't matter. Floyd only cares about the points.
I like that comparison.
Yeah,
but Logan having almost beat Floyd, that's got to put him in the top 3.
For him, it's just strategy. It's like, how do I do everything?
Meanwhile, fans on social media started digging deeper. Why did Stephen A. believe this fake story? Some pointed to old biases against Floyd's flashy lifestyle. Others said it was just clickbait culture. The bigger the lie, the bigger the ratings. But one thing became clear in 2025. It's easier than ever to tear down a legend with just a few reckless words.
It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
For money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't think he needs the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's...
To understand why this hit Floyd so hard, you have to understand the man behind the nickname. Floyd Mayweather grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Watching his father...
Is it actually walking away from the sport?
Remember, my philosophy is never stop getting it. You know, we look at certain individuals like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. You know, I talked about this before. They're able to make money in billions of dollars, and people still buy their products. People still support them. I make a ton of money, you know, outside the ring. But I like doing this. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me motivated to keep working hard every day. I like it. You know,
Uncle's fight for scraps. Every dollar he made, he protected like it was. His last, boxing didn't just make him rich. It saved him from a life that promised nothing but pain.
Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring.
This wasn't the first time Stephen A. and Floyd clashed either years ago. Stephen criticized Floyd for decking fights, particularly against Manny Pacquiao.
Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas, we had to get the ones, make it rain. I need everybody. That girl collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, but whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl collection.
Wow. Floyd never forgot, so when Stephen painted him as a financial fool today, it cut twice as deep, old wounds reopened, and for the first time in years, Floyd's calm mask cracked.
Your reports, you mentioned 100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten 100 million for a fight, and not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130. Wow. There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year over Christian Ronaldo.
But Floyd being Floyd, he turned his anger into fuel in that same Fight Hype interview. He announced a brand new $200 million business venture.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
And it took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Luxury resort in Las Vegas, fully funded by his own capital, no loans, no investors, just pure Mayweather. Money if Stephen A. thought he was broke, Floyd just built a castle to prove otherwise.
It's so much more money. His own promotion, the money team, he organizes his purse. Deep it. The fight he had with Oscar De La Hoya soon after he broke out that contract was 8 million. With no management team or whatever around him, that's 8 M's for him.
people say he's broke because of the lifestyle he lives, or he's a very big gambler and whatnot, this guy, blah, blah. But does the exhibition fights, people are like, oh, if you're not broke, why is he doing exhibition fights?
At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about one false rumor. It's a warning shot to every journalist, every fan, every troll who thinks...
Become a tax accountant. Because he wanted to pinch those bills into submission. 19 million of them. Lord have mercy. You can't make this stuff up.
They can tear down a self-made king. Floyd Mayweather isn't a scam victim. He's not a fallen giant. He's the undefeated champion of his own destiny. And no lie, no matter how viral, can change that.
You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets.